Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. So with the recent news that GameStop and AMC and a few other meme stocks, as they call them, are climbing in the market, there's been a lot of discussion about gamma squeeze and whatnot. And if you're unfamiliar with that term and what it means, the simplest term for that is people will rush in and start buying call options, very short dated. In turn, this pushes up the price. To combat that, the market makers that have sold these call options, well, they buy stock to offset their short position because they are short these call options. Well, that also causes the stock to go up. Because people see the stock going up, it starts hitting the news, and people start buying more call options. And you get this feedback loop where people are buying call options, market makers are buying stock to hedge their position, and that's what it's basically what a gamma squeeze is. So I have two scans here. One of them is actually going to be a scan that's actually going to help you find these stocks really a day or two before the news hits on this stuff. And then the next scan is kind of going to be more once it's already happened, 2 to 3 days into it. So first, we just need two indicators on our chart. One of them is for the short term. The other one is for the long term. So we'll go to studies and edit studies. And we want the standard deviation channel. And once we add these indicators, I'll show you how to build the scans. If you hit apply and hit OK. So what's going to happen when you add that in, it's going to add these three lines to the chart here. And we actually don't want it to do the full range. We want to do a shorter time frame. So we'll go to edit studies. And this is the one I just added. You want to turn full range to no. You want to do deviations. You want to do 1. And then you want to do length. You want to do one of them as 21 and the other one is 64. So I'm actually just going to delete this one because I already have the 21 and the 64 already set. You'll hit apply and okay. Let me zoom in on this chart here. So this is our 64 period. This is going to be 64 days. I'm on a 1-year daily chart. This is the 21 period, which is 21 days. So the 21 period is going to be much faster moving than the 64 period. Those are the only two indicators that we need. Now we'll go to the scan, and we'll build a scan to find both of these. So the first scan I have just labeled as gamma squeeze in progress. This is going to give you stocks that have already started, I guess what is to be called a gamma squeeze. And we just have 3 studies here. You have an option study filter for volume. We just want 10,000 volume. The standard deviation, close greater than 1 standard deviation, and that's the 64 period, which is this right here. So it's making sure we are above this line right here. And then we want a study for price change. The close is at least 10% greater than 5 bars ago. So that means that we are up 10% above 5 bars ago. And with these 3 studies, I'm looking at anything that sells option contracts, and we have just 17 stocks. And they're all shown right here. So the next scan that I want to show you is going to be something that you'll be able to actually find these stocks before they kind of hit the news, I feel. And this is it right here. And it's a little bit different. On this one, we're looking at the stock study. We want the call sizzle index is 2. And what this means is we have 2 times the call volume than we have had over the last 5-day average. So if we go to trade and you click on under the trade tab, look at options, go to today's option statistics, call sizzle index. And we can see that this particular stock right here is actually 84 times. So it's actually sold 84 times the amount of calls that it has over the last 5-day average. Next, we're looking at days to expiration. And this is another option study filter. Max, we want 14 days. So now we have heavy call buying in a short period of time. Next, we have another one for option. This is volume. We want at least 1,000 volume. And this is going to be per contract. Next, we have study for the standard deviation channel. We want the close price of the stock greater than the 21 period line for that standard deviation that we added. So that means that we are above this shorter line right here. And then lastly, we have a price change close 5% greater than 5 bars ago. So it's risen 5% over 5 days. And obviously it's done that. But with this scan right here, it'll actually bring up stocks. Let me actually hit scan. So it'll actually bring up stocks, and it'll bring up the actual contracts for those stocks before people really start talking about some of these stocks. So it's a good way to get in 1 to 2 days early before it hits this scan right here. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Maybe this will help you find these types of trades. But thanks for watching. Have a great day, and bye. Next, we want a study for the standard deviation channel, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. But you want the close greater than 1 standard deviation, and that's the 21 period linear regression line. So next, we want to study for the standard deviation channel. That's going to be the close is greater than 1 times the standard deviation of the 21 period linear. Next, we want a study filter for the standard deviation channel. That's the close is greater than 1 times the standard deviation of the 21 period linear. I can't say fucking linear. And this stock is currently up 400% today.